You can't wait to get to science class today. Yesterday, Mrs. Chen said that you were going to look at a paramecium under the microscope. When you get to class, you find what looks like beakers of cloudy water on each one of the lab tables. When you ask where the organisms are, Mrs. Chen says that they're in the water. Mrs. Chen demonstrates how to get the paramecia onto the slide so that you can view them under your microscope. Wow, look at all those tiny organisms swimming in the water. Mrs. Chen asks you to observe the paramecia and write down your observations. You and your lab partner can't wait to get started. A paramecium is a single-celled microorganism that's a part of the kingdom Protista. Paramecia are slipper-shaped and nearly see-through, which is why you had a hard time seeing them in the beakers of cloudy water. Paramecia are covered in a protective pellicle that functions like skin and protects them from the elements. On the edges of the pellicle are the cilia, or tiny hair-like structures. The cilia assist paramecia with movement and sweep food toward the oral groove located in the middle of a paramecium's body. The oral groove functions like the mouth of the organism. Paramecia are heterotrophs, which means that they eat other organisms to obtain energy. As you and your lab partner continue to observe the paramecia under the microscope, you notice that they dine on algae, bacteria, and yeast. Whoa! You yell as you watch one paramecium get attacked by another organism. Mrs. Chen tells you that it was probably a didinium, one of the most common predators of paramecia. It attacks a paramecium by shooting poison darts into it. After disabling the paramecium, the didinium eats it. Here are some fun facts about paramecia. Paramecia are most often found in warm, stagnant water. They can reproduce both asexually and sexually, often 2 to 3 times a day. Although paramecia can't see, taste, or hear, they can sense chemicals and other objects through touch. They're often the targets of predators like amoebas, didiniums, and water fleas. For such a small organism, the paramecium is actually quite an exciting one. Who knew that something so small could have such an eventful existence, and all in one drop of cloudy water? Let's review some characteristics and facts about the paramecium, a nearly colorless, slipper-shaped, single-celled organism that's a part of the kingdom Protista. Paramecia are covered by a protective pellicle that functions like skin and use cilia to move and obtain food. They have an oral groove that functions like a mouth. Paramecia are heterotrophs, which means they eat other organisms to obtain energy. Paramecia are found in warm, stagnant water. They can reproduce asexually and sexually 2 to 3 times a day. Like you, paramecia have a sense of touch. They're often the targets of predators, like amoebas, didiniums, and water fleas.